So the starting temperature is 27.1, and the starting mileage is, can you see that? 42217, 42217.
Hey YouTube, it's gentlemansnine. This is Polar Bear Ride number 3, which should make me an official polar bear. And the topic of discussion today, because we always need a topic, is the millennial generation. So I have an article that I read. It's from a blogger or somebody. I don't know. If I still have the link, I'll put it down in the description. But basically, it's a psychologist who's talking about one of his anonymous patients and how they basically can't live as adults anymore because they grew up with parents that were so protective and did basically everything for them that now that they're on their own, they have no idea what to do. So I mean, I see this every day. So like when I leave our subdivision, I see a bunch of people crowded at the bus stop, and it's always the parents who brought their kids to the bus stop and are sitting there waiting for the bus to come. Or when I go home at night, the parents will be waiting at the bus stop to pick up their kids. And the funny thing is, it's in the same subdivision, so the kids can just walk. It's less than, a couple hundred yards at the most. They're just driving from their house, 5 houses over, and then waiting with the kids. So, in a sense, I understand why you'd want to be with your kids, because it's your kid. You don't want to spend time with them. You love them. That's all great. I understand that. But at some point, and you can bash me because I don't have kids, so I can say this and it could be incorrect. But at some point, you need to let your kid grow up, right? So when I grew up, when I went to the bus stop, me and my brother, we went alone. We just walked to the bus picks us up and took us to school. When we came back home, the bus dropped us off, and then we walked back home. My parents weren't there, but I think part of that gave me and my brother the sense of like independence and trust, right? So my parents were trusting that we could actually make it to the bus stop, that we actually knew how to get on a bus without any assistance, and when the bus dropped us off, that we'd be able to find our way home. But I could easily see how if you didn't have that kind of situation where basically your parents instead were bringing you to the bus stop and picking you up and taking you home, that you become very reliant on them. So as time goes on, so I mean that's one example. I have another example where one of Jenny's old co-workers had a son, excuse me, and he was not very motivated to work at all. Like he couldn't hold any kind of job. He just couldn't stay focused on it. And I guess at one of these jobs, his mom actually went to the store to buy him clothes. He had to have like a certain set of like colored clothes, so black pants and whatnot. And he didn't want to do it because he just didn't feel it was his job to do it. So, and his mom wanted to do it, so his mom went to the store, got him the pants, got him the shirts. But this kid has no motivation, and then the parents' explanation for this is, well, he's sad or he needs help, so I'm trying to help him as much as I can. Well, I think that's the problem. By helping him so much, they have no motivation to do anything themselves. So the same kid finally realized that, dude, he's almost 30 years old, still living at home, doesn't have a college degree, doesn't have a job. Finally decided to go to college, got a loan for whatever, $20,000 or something for the first year of tuition, or was it $30,000? He went to school. He was only there for 1 week, and he quit. Okay, so you quit. You didn't like the school. You didn't like the degree you chose. So you think that $20,000 or $30,000 loan he took, he would take that money because he got it fully refunded, and he would send it back to the bank. But he didn't. He kept it and spent it. What kind of responsibility is that to the public? I mean, oh my God, you borrowed money to go to college. You didn't go to college, and then you spent it. Where are you going to get the money to pay this back? You don't work. You don't want to work. It's almost like you refuse to work. Anyways, I guess he started getting in trouble, and finally decided that he needs to set himself straight, so he went and signed up for the military. So at least that's cool. I mean, I don't know anything after that because he's off in the military, but what are the odds this is going to turn? Not so good. Look at that. So those are just two examples. I'm sure you could probably think of like hundreds more. But I think the article calls it helicopter parenting, that they're always hovering around with a kid, doing everything for them. You're basically training your kid to be reliant on somebody else to support themselves. I really shouldn't complain, because if anything, this helps me. Because what you get are people coming out of college who just aren't motivated, and therefore aren't getting the jobs in like IT, and therefore that creates a better opportunity for me. And isn't that what life's about? Me? Okay, I'm just kidding. Alright. That is my topic for today. I'm sorry if you're a parent and this is what you do with your kids, or if you disagree with or whatever. I don't have kids, so you are certainly free to bash away, because this is just my neutral third-party observation, and I just think it's sad. I grew up very independent. My parents didn't hover, and all these kids I see today, they're reliant on their parents to do everything for them. So, alright, I'm done. I will talk to you guys later. Ending mileage 42257, 42257.